Well, now for another legal deep dive. Just this week, the Gilbert Town Council unanimously voted to approve two new ordinances aimed at keeping kids safe in light of the teen violence in the East Valley. The first ordinance bans the possession of brass knuckles by anyone under the age of 18. The second ordinance targets unruly gatherings, making the property owner or host responsible for rowdy parties. They could get a civil violation and fined at least $500. Kurt, I want to focus on that second ordinance about holding the homeowner responsible for all those unruly parties. You know, this obviously seems like a no-brainer, right? But why is it such a big deal?
Well, I think it's a big deal, number one, because the homeowner doesn't have to be there. What if they're gone and their child, their 17-year-old's having a big rager?
Right.
So that's a little bit different. And two, the second offense, and this is a criminal offense, it's a criminal misdemeanor. And criminal misdemeanors have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, just like any other crime. And it's a little odd the way the statute's written or the ordinance is written, allowing an officer to decide if the law was violated or not.
Yeah.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, that seems really interesting. And I'm glad you hit on that because that's the point. It is up to the officer's discretion if the ordinance was violated, and the officer actually has to explain their reasoning. So clearly it's subjective. Clearly it's not as cut and dry as you would think it is.
Well, that's right. And the criminal law has to specify what conduct is wrong. And when it's up to the officer's discretion, you don't know what conduct is wrong. So I understand the intent of the Gilbert County or City Council,
Right.
But it might have been drafted a little bit better. If an officer gets to decide if a crime was committed, not whether to arrest somebody for a crime, but if the crime was committed and what the elements are, that's not how it works in America. I mean, it's vague.
Yeah, and it could be difficult to prove too, and especially, you know, realistically, you roll up to a party. First of all, it's going to be crazy and rowdy, and then on top of that, you know, in the case of Preston Lord, there were over 100 people at that party. I mean, it could be chaotic, it could be wild. You just don't know what you're rolling up into.
Right, and it's always dangerous for the officer, and something like that, I think we'd all agree, is something that should be stopped. And that's what the town council's trying to do for sure.
Yeah.
They just have to be careful when they move this into a criminal offense for somebody potentially it's not even there, a parent, a homeowner.
Right.
And the elements of the crime are decided by the officer on the scene on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is it the same on a Wednesday as it is on a Friday?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah. All right. Kurt, thank you so much.